Give me a second here. Going to bring up the desktop. Easier viewing, easier comments if we have any comments. You never know who's going to show up. I see, let's see. Our friend Jace is live. Our friend Reverend Terminator is got a video. Doesn't really do live streams. He's an extremely creative content creator, though. Let's pop in real quick and leave a comment for Jace. What I'd like to do is hit the like button. Sorry, my cat's popping up to say hi. Hey, Ash. Ash says, Yogi. How you doing, Ash? So, yeah, what I'd like to do is hit that like button and share him out. Be careful. There are 2 Jaces. We don't want to send out the wrong Jace to the wrong person. Ash says, I'm good, and you? Ash, I'm doing pretty well, my friend. So if you want, guys, go check out Jace. I see that our friend Ash was already over. We got Oscar. We got that's not quite right. I'm going to keep practicing. Lollapalooza. Lollapalooza. Uzza. There's an Uzza at the end. Lollapalooza. Lollapalooza. I'll never get it. I'll never get it. As well, our friend James Gape. James Gape is live. If you are someone who is interested in growing your channel, James Gape is one of the places to be. One of the better places to be. You will make connections. You'll make some friends. Some people who visit me here quite often. I met on James Gape. Asia says, howdy, Eric. Hey, Asia, how are you, my friend? Let's see. Donna says, hi. Asia says, howdy. Diana. Asia says, I'm good. How are you? I'm doing pretty good, too. You getting in some writing time, Asia? Asia says, hi to Ash. And Asia says, yes, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. It's important because writing is, man, we could think of it as like a creative muscle. Unlike any muscle, if you don't use it, it atrophies, gets weaker. So it's not so much that our writing skills get weaker, but that we lose touch with our connection to inspiration itself. So to keep it clear, to keep it running through, invoke it. Even if it's 2 or 3 words, a haiku that only makes sense to you. Keep that connection ever flowing. Let's see. Donna says, do you play games? No, not really. Depends on how you look at it. Man, I don't remember the author. James Cavell wrote a book. Infinite games and finite games. 2 types of games in the world. We have the finite games, which are the games that we play here on Earth, including life and death, birth, life, and death. All finite games. Then we have the infinite games. The infinite game is our awareness of the games themselves. The infinite game is life after life after life. I'm going to look up the title. I have the book actually right in the other room. James Carse. That's who it is. Let's see. Donna says, hi, Ash. Solomon says, do you know Hindi? I do not know Hindi. I know, a scattering of Sanskrit words from my yoga practice. He says, and that's a good looking bald man right there. Powerful. Thank you for that. Boy, that was a nice thing to hear. Ash, Ash is laughing. Made my day just hearing that comment. It's the little things in life, guys. Let's see. Donna says, anyway, where are you from? I am from the East Coast of the United States of America, in a state called Maryland. How about you? Where are you from? So a long time ago, I'm going to tell you how long. 1999. I wrote a book. From Shanghai, huh? I don't believe I've ever met anyone from Shanghai before. It's nice to meet you. That's pretty awesome. I wrote a book called The War of Art, which of course is a play on the book The Art of War, which is a classic book of strategic thinking for warfare, although you can apply it to life. The War of Art is a book about turning pro. Doesn't mean necessarily making money. Foreman says, good afternoon, Yogi. Foreman, how are you? How was your weekend? I know how your Saturday was. Your Saturday was big reps. Ash says, East Coast of the United States of gibberish. I mean, America. Yeah, that summed it up. Ash summed it up pretty completely. So turning professional, turning pro, is simply saying, as an artist, I take myself seriously. I take myself seriously enough that it is my priority, even if I'm working another job, even if I'm driving a taxi, even if I'm working in retail sales, even if whatever. I take my art so seriously that I'm declaring myself a pro. And here's what a pro does. A pro shows up every day. Every day. No excuses. Tom Brady? Don't get me started on Tom Brady. Or don't you get started on Tom Brady. Hey, Austin, how are you? Poor man says, good man, enjoying the cooler weather. Did a bunch of sandbag carries and shield casts with mace last night. Nice. You know what? One of the simplest things and most effective things you can do, pick something up and carry it. Pick it up and carry it. Pick it up with two hands. Pick it up and put it on your shoulder. Pick it up and hug it. Pick it up and put it over your head. Doesn't matter. Pick it up, carry it for distance, put it down, pick it up, carry it back. Repeat. Simple. Austin says he's doing good. Nice. So it doesn't matter what it is that you do. What is your chosen art form? Do you show up on YouTube and make videos? That's your art form. Turn pro. If you're serious about it, and again, serious doesn't mean necessarily that you're making money. Being a pro doesn't necessarily mean that you get paid. It means that you're taking it seriously because you want to commit to your art because it's important to you. Being creative. That's the source of everything is of creativity. So, man, think of it as your spiritual practice. Hey, Kathy, how are you? So, if it's YouTube, make a video every day, post it, or work on a video every day until it's ready and then post it, or do a live stream every day. If it's writing, sit down at your desk, write every day. If it's painting, paint every day. If you're a guitar player, being a professional musician, I'm talking about if you take your music seriously because it brings you joy, play every day, even if it's just a couple chords. So that's what that book, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. And it's a beautiful book. And I read it in 1999. And I said, okay, I'm a professional writer. And I showed up at my desk every single day for 25 years now, never missing a day. Even if I had to write on my cell phone, even if I had to write a scrap of paper, I've written every single day. And I recommend it, whatever it is for you to do. Let's see. Austin says, how's everyone weekend? How was everyone's weekend? It was pretty good, Austin. No complaints for me. Austin says hi to see Peyton. Kathy, did you decide not to go live? Poor man says, Sylvan got to shoulder. Trying still. Hey, how about a second sandbag? 150 pounder. As you can shoulder, do reps, shouldering, put it down, then pick up the heavier one, bear hug or Zercher squat. Ginger Rogers says, hey people, Ginger, how are you? Hey, how was your trip to Minneapolis? Kathy says hi to Ash. Ash says, hey Ginger. Ginger says, sup. Hey, Eric LaPointe, how are you? Nice live stream. Always happy when I get an opportunity to click on the link for Eric LaPointe. Eric says hey to Ash. Ash says hey to Eric. Man, I'm all backwards today. Oh, Kathy says my daughter was sick, so we didn't get to go anywhere. I hope she feels better, Kathy. Hard work, it says there's nothing impossible. My worry is I too have a bald head like yours, how to regrow hair without any treatments. Well, if I knew how to do that, you and I would not be having this conversation. You wouldn't think to ask me a question like that. However, I do appreciate the question. I appreciate all questions. You know, they are coming around. Hard worker, how old are you? Maybe in the next 10 years they'll have something. But you know what? Man, who cares? Really. I had long blonde hair. Really long blonde hair. I was known for having really long blonde hair. Ponytail, and I would take it out Grateful Dead shows, and my hair would be flopping all over the place as I danced. Good times. But when it was time to let it go, I let it go with no regrets. Shaved my head. You know, it's stuff. Stuff is meant to be let go of. Everything is stuff. You know what? Including our bodies. Eventually, we let the body go. We have to. So here's the practice. Work on the easy stuff first. Of all the little things that are easier than that ultimate letting go into the great mystery of whatever happens when we die. Eventually, you're going to have to do it. But if you let go of the easy stuff now, you're ready for it. Like Point says, hit Ash, Beetlejuice. I'm only going to say it once. You can use a buddy. Don't you want a pal? No, I'm good. I got something better than a buddy. I got an Eric LaPointe. Who needs a buddy when you got an Eric LaPointe to hang out with? Poor man says, Eric LP. Damn, it's 19:15 p.m. here. 9:15, right? Wow. It's just after 1. It's like 1:15 here. Junior says, I was on the road nonstop for 4 days. That's why I haven't stopped scrolling to talk to you. Um, yeah, I figured it was something like that. You said you were going to be on the road. I'm glad you're back safe. Poor man says, yeah, I can probably get 150. I might have to make one with a burlap or duffel. Hey, if all you're going to do is shoulder, you know, why invest a whole lot of money in it? Junior says, what happened to your locks? Nature. Mother Nature, genetics took over. DNA. DNA said, you know what? You had a good run. You had it for 30 years. 30-ish years. One day, I was pulling my hair back in my ponytail. I was combing it back. And I heard this voice in my head that said, if you only comb it a little over that way, no one will even notice. And I realized that little voice was telling me to commit the sin of a comb over. The ultimate sin. Comb over. And I realized right then and there what I had to do. I had to shave my head to avoid that temptation. No one purposely does a comb over. No one sets out. No one, when you're 13 years old and they say, what do you want to be? What do you want to do when you grow up? They don't say, you know what? I hope one day I do a comb over. And I hope no one notices. I hope that I have one strand of hair that I weave across my head and everyone admires me. No one ever says that. It's an innocent thing. You flip it over and you think no one's going to notice. But everyone notices. If you hear that voice and if you're a man and you're starting to lose your hair, one day you're gonna hear that voice. Shave your head immediately. Get rid of temptation. Stand up. Stand up to that little voice that is asking you to cover your baldness. Baldness is synonymous with beauty. I just had, hey, Ash was here. I got a witness. Hey, Ash, tell him what was said. Beginning of the conversation. Guys, you can look it up. Hey, Ann, how are you? Ann's Crap Chat is here just in time to hear me talk crap about a whole bunch of stuff. What was the comment? Someone just said B. That was his username. He's up above. Now that's a good-looking bald man right there. Powerful. And Ash was here. So, that's not just me. That's you. That's for all the bald guys. So Beetlejuice, man, I said it twice. Crap. I'm offering a full-time Spectre. What is a Spectre? Not sure if I need to do anything full-time. Hey, Dredson, how are you? Somebody said I'm broken. What do you get today? I'm broken, Dredson. Eric Point says, hey, Kathy and Ann. Ash says it. She almost made me say it. Ash almost made me say Beetlejuice for the third time. I'm not going to fall for that. Get a salute from Eric Point to Dredson. Beetlejuice says, crap. Ann says hi to Eric. Beetlejuice says, got to do what I got to do. Advertising is all digital now. Oh, Beetlejuice says, all I got to do is say my name 3 times in a row. Must be spoken unbroken. Gotcha. All right, then I'm safe. There's no way that I would say Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice 3 times in a row like that. Man, you think this yogi was born yesterday? $114 here. Yep, me too. Sorry, guys. Way behind that conversation. Poor man says, are you the real Beetlejuice, Michael Keaton, or the Beetlejuice? It's a good question. Austin Garrett says, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Austin's a daredevil. He's not afraid of taking chances. Ann says, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Thank you, Ann. Ann, how are you? Says just some squats, sit ups for 100 reps. I'm really trying to lower the belly fat these days. The squats will definitely help. I think the squats will help more than sit ups, but ultimately, it's going to come down to diet. Ginger says, I can picture you dancing like Garth and on Wayne's World. Close. Close. Here's the difference. We're talking 1980s Grateful Dead. So I had the hippie dance down packed. When you hippie dance, you got to have long hair. I mentioned this before. Eric Lapointe's heard me mention this before. If I were to try to do my hippie dance now without the hair, it would appear as if I was having a seizure or if I was choking on something. People would come up behind me, give me the Heimlich maneuver, or they would put a spoon in my mouth to keep me from swallowing my tongue. So I don't dance like that any longer. Now I'm a minimalist dancer. As a matter of fact, so minimalist, I'm literally dancing right now, and you guys can't tell. It's an art. It is an art form, the art of minimalistic dancing. Thinking about doing showing people how to do it. But hey, you're getting a peek right now. Let's see. I should be getting some dance tips from Ginger Rogers. Got one of the best dancers ever, Ginger Rogers, right here. Ash says he did say that and made Yogi's day. It did. Not only that, I'm glad that I had a witness. I'm glad that Ash was there. Let's see. Hey, Theme, how are you? Theme, how was the hockey game? It was Saturday, right? Ginger says I started losing my hair at 17. By the time I was 20, I was shaving my hair. You know what? It's trendy now. It looks good. Let's see. Poor man says, Yogi, have you seen the Beavis and Butthead episode where the hippie teacher helped them reach enlightenment? I haven't seen that. I'm going to look for that. Hey, Daisy. Daisy is laughing at the comb over. Man, I got to admit, though, there's a time in your life when it's a temptation. You honestly think to yourself, I wonder if anyone would notice. That's the scary thing. Ash says, I'm a pure witness. Yes, she is. Austin says, how you doing today, Ann? Theme says, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, and I'm only going to say it twice. I've taken too many chances today already. Ash says, you did 3 times in a row, spoken and unbroken. Did I purposely mispronounce one of them? It's called the Beetlejuice Clause. Daisy's laughing. Hey, Daisy, that was a great live stream. I'm glad I was able to pop in so many times. Ann says, I'm okay. Thanks for asking. How is the crafting? Ginger says, swing, swing. Theme says, hey, Ash, hello. Ginger says, do you guys have any Grey Poupon? As a matter of fact, actually, I don't. I do have Dijon mustard, but not Grey Poupon. Dijon mustard is the vegan's best friend. Daisy's laughing. Ginger says, thank you. Odom says, lay off us bald guys. Thank you, Odom. Odom shows up just in the nick of time to have my back. Ginger says, Dana Carvey is an amazing man. He is. You know, people don't realize that he actually cared for his dying wife, leaving him with his 2 kids, and he turned down a great deal of acting jobs to make sure that he was with his kids. His wife, when his wife was passing away, and then staying with his kids. He's got the money. He easily could have said, you know, nannies or come with me in your homeschool. He wanted to keep things as normal as possible after they lost their mom. Daisy says, oh, thank you so much. Hey, Daisy, it actually became really powerful there um, when we were able to talk, all of us, with Anne. It was an amazing moment. I'm glad I could definitely be there for that. Ash says, "Do you have school tomorrow?" Do I have school tomorrow at 6 a.m.? Yes. Am I still going to watch this live till whenever it ends? Also, yes. Well, do not put yourself in any position that is going to affect your schoolwork. That is for sure. Daisy says, hit like everyone. Thank you, Daisy. Daisy says, I have to take Daisy out, but we'll leave you on. Be right back. Odom says, I've been here, Yogi. See, that's the thing. Odom was here watching. And then when I needed his back, when he needed to speak up for bald men everywhere, he stepped in, did the right thing. It's one of the many things I love about our friend Odom. Theme says, I'm going live tonight, playing that Disneyland game, 6:30 to 10:30 p.m. Hey, Theme, I'll be live after 5. If you get the opportunity, stop by and drop the link for your live stream, and we'll give you a shout out. Daisy says, I'm here. Hey, Mir. Mir says, hello, Sir Yogi, and beautiful people here. Mir, my friend, how are you? Daisy says, oh, yes. Wasn't that amazing? It was. I love those connections. I love when people who have been through similar experiences are able to offer each other just space. Just space to, it doesn't matter when something like that happened, when we lose a loved one, we can offer each other space to mourn, space to grieve, even if it happened a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. As I mentioned before, 5 days ago, the third anniversary of losing my father. Ginger says, but yet he is making a comeback as Joe Biden. Oh, you know what? I saw that. SNL. You did a good job too. Poor man says, did a good. I'll get it out. George Bush, Dana Carvey. Yeah, he did. And that's Ginger says, but yet he's making a comeback as Joe Biden. Nice. Hey, runner boy. Hey, I'm glad to hear your back's feeling better. Kathy says, hey, Mir. Ash says, hey, runner. Daisy says, okay, be right back. Ginger says, Adam Sandler. Dana, Chris Farley, David Spade. I like going back a little bit farther. I'll tell you who I'm a huge fan of, John Candy. John Candy is the best thing in any movie that he's in. If it's a horrible movie and it has John Candy, it's worth seeing just to watch John Candy. Of course, the same could be said with Bill Murray. Bill Murray is seldom ever in a bad movie, though. Ash says it's up till around 9 p.m. Every night, so I'll be fine. Gotcha. Theme says will do. Mir says hi to everyone. Theme says be right back. All right. Mir says, Odin bro, amazing sharing. I need to make sure I swing by Odin's channel because I did see he had something new up. Ginger says, yep. Ash might be one of the few people who ever quote me accurately, by the way. Ash says, did a incoherent word. I'll get it out. Good George. Did I say good George? Yogi. Mir says, Ash, how are you? Ginger says, Blues Travelers. Hey, what are they up to? I have not heard anything from Blues Travelers in 20 years, maybe? Ash says, good. And you, Mir? Mir says, I'm good. Stay blessed. And just like that, well, I should be careful what I say. I was going to say just like that, I'm caught up in the conversation. Who knows if that will last? So, man, the best moments of live stream is when we can laugh and have a good time, as well as I was mentioning with our friend Daisy. When people who have been through or are going through, probably even more important when they're going through it, those experiences of loss, whatever loss it might be, um, can meet and just, again, offer space. It sounds sort of like a trite thing to say. We're offering space for one another, but when you need it and you receive it, it's an amazing experience. Someone is willing to open their heart and accept you just as you are. And they're not going to give you advice. They're not going to say, it happens. Cheer up. You'll get over it. It'll only last a little while, and a year from now, you'll have nothing but good memories. It comes from the right space, but it doesn't help. You know why? Because when you're going through it, nothing helps. Nothing. What helps is to cry. What helps is to scream. What helps is to go out for a run as fast as you can to try to burn it out of your system. What helps is to fall down on your knees and start to pray. But you don't get over it. So when you offer space to someone, you're saying you don't need to get over it, especially right now. You just need to be, and I'm here for you to be. And there was a little moment on Daisy's live stream where that happened. Let's see. Ash says, laughing, I always make quotes of funny moments with Yogi. I saw, and I actually saw one of them on my channel, a clip. What was the clip? The clip was me saying, what? Mir says, so Yogi, say bless. Thank you, Mir. Poor man says, called Jumper and piano player once was awesome. Yeah, I bet. Man, he definitely plays a great harmonica, doesn't he? Then he says the movie Belushi died, I think. Oh, are you thinking Blues Brothers? Buddha says, hey, Yogi. Buddha, how are you, my friend? Ginger says, John Popper has taken a hit. He messed up his English, and, people overreact. Yeah, they do. I hadn't heard that. Let's see. Poor man says, my buddies burned a jade with Popper after the show. Huh. That's not too surprising. Buddha says, say, brother Jacob. Hey, did I miss Jacob? See here? If I did, I apologize. Buddha says, hey, Leo and Oscar. Ginger says, yes, that's it. Brothers. Yep, Blues Brothers. I don't think he died on that one. But it wasn't soon after. Poor man says, hey to Buddha. Ash says, it was, womp womp. Slay and yipe, to be exact. I did also say whoop whoop at one time. I should, I keep my little book next to me to write down things in the live stream, things to remember, how to pronounce certain names, like Lollapalooza, which I think is correct. I should write down all the words like womp womp, um, that I will never say again in a live stream. To have that as a constant reminder. Buddha says, "Hey everyone, much blessings. It's pouring down rain here, so I will be online for a little because washing everything today and running AC. Gotcha." We get some laughing from Buddha. Buddha says, "Get the words correct." Ashan pause. Ginny says that was banned. Let's see, what was banned? Ash says, "Yeah, I keep all the funny moments on my brain, in my brain." There is certainly, Buddha says hi to Ginger. There's certainly quite a few in any given live stream. Um, Man, I'm glad I don't drink because I would suggest a drinking game. Every time I mispronounce something, someone has to do a shot. Let's see. Ash says no promises, Buddha. Ginger says you list of words that are banned. I don't really ban anything. I know there is a list that some mods have banned. Um, I think they show up. The right people stay. And if you are not the right person, you're not here. I figure people have a limited tolerance for 59-year-old bald yogis. Limited tolerance. So it's sort of like a feel safe. People will come here and they will listen to me talk for a minute. They'll hear me say womp womp and they'll go, nope, it ain't for me. I'm not hanging out with this guy. And they'll leave. And some of them actually, it's sort of like that insect on our rock. You got to look one more time. Was it really happening like that? So they might come back, lift up the rock just to check it out again, and then go, nope, not going to stay. Buddha says, be responding. So, anyways, Yogi, how was your day? I was saying, my day is really good, Buddha. Thank you for asking. Buddha says, you already made that promise. Thank you. Let's see. Buddha says, and there is not going anywhere. They want to hear you because you make them think and create thoughts in the brain. Thank you for that, Buddha. You always, Buddha says, namaste and namaste to you, my friend. Buddha always has an amazing way of reframing something in a beautiful and positive way. Ash womp womp yogi October 7th of October 2024. Anna Greek says, hey Eric, how are you? Anna Greek, I'm good. How about you? How are you doing? Buddha says, let your light shine. It says, hey to Eric. Ash says, hey Anna Greek. You know, Buddha, I appreciate hearing you say, let your light shine. I talked about that. I think it was yesterday. I was talking about that with Love Our Pups, who has an amazing channel. And I was talking about being a live streamer, how my channel has went from, doing burpees in my basement and then talking about yoga afterwards, yoga, meditation, breath work, the entire path of yoga, to then doing some nature videos, nature shorts, to doing some live streams. And now it's primarily, I think, a live stream channel. Can you actually make live streaming an art form? Conversation, the art of conversation. I mean, like a true art of conversation. And then can you earn an income from it? Is the big question. And if you can someone who stumbles over words, squints a lot, be someone who can possibly do that. So there's a lot of shrugging. I don't know. Don't know if it's possible. But I like the thought of, you know what? Let's find out. Let's find out what is possible. And if it's not possible, I'm going out in a blaze of glory and I'm taking all of you with me. Um, let's see. Kamikaze style. Ginger says, I don't want to say this, but I guess Helena Storm took 3 kids and moms, just had twins just before. The storm and the flood took the kids, but mom survived. Not me, but I imagine it. I dropped a tear. Well, yeah, you gotta drop a tear for something like that. My prayer to everyone involved. That's a tragedy. It's a moment of silence. Ash says, I'm stuck on economics management. Science question. Anyone good on this subject? Not me. For sure. Buddha says, my dad's birthday is the 9th. I was hoping to go tomorrow and the 9th to the E system, but it's pouring and they are saying that they are not sure if they're going to close early and not be open. But last hurricane, it was not at all raining down in Kendall. It's why I had no idea there was a hurricane. Gotcha. Ginger says, I hope that will change people to look up and make better days come forward. Buddha says, prayers to the mother, Ginger, to Ginger. Yeah, prayer to the mothers, to family, extended family, friends, the whole community. Always makes me think of John Donne, um, for whom the bell tolls, when he talks about every death diminishes him because he is invested in humanity. So we do not ask for whom the bell tolls. The bell tolls. Such a deep poem, and it talks about connection. A life, a child's life, every life. I remember, I will read that later, the whole John Donne, or at least the ending of it. Jace says, howdy, just howdy. Howdy, my friend Jace. How are you? I know you've had some things going on today. Don't know what, but prayers your way, my friend. Sending you love. Buddha says there is better days coming, and new medicine, and one religion. We are all one. Lovely sentiments, Buddha. I like thinking in terms of one theology. Everyone can practice that religion differently, but the theology is all God. The theology is all love. The God, I love how they say it in the 12 steps, the God of my understanding, which means I don't have to insist that it is the God of your understanding, that you need to think the way I do. We all have the God of our understanding. Ash says, no poop howdy, Jace. Jace is waving at Ash. Jace says, Eric bro, I'm good. Pops is back home. Pacemaker issues. Gotcha. I'm glad he's back home, Jace. Ash says, well, howdy, Jace. And laughing. And let's see. Ash says, all right, I need to go eat before I forget. Bye-bye. Bye, Ash. Thank you. Appreciate you hanging out. Good luck economics. Ginger says, and now Tampa is getting it. My wife has Good Morning America. Mother, brother, uncle live there, so we are waiting for the call to drive them supplies after it's done. Way to stand by, Ginger. And the Greek says it's It is not the news exaggeration, Eric. Violence is everywhere. I cannot explain it, like mass possession. I think mass possession explains it well, Anna Greek. We are possessed by the idea of separation. We're possessed by the idea that we are separate from each other, separate from the source, and that we are small, limited egos caught in a body. Can't make sense of the world. The only way we can make sense of it is through projecting fear, projecting our fear outward. So we live in a fear-based world. There's a solution for it, but it's not. I was going to say it's not easy. It actually is easy. It's always easier to be happy than it is to be unhappy. The problem is we don't know that there's a solution to it. The solution is don't believe the projection. Just because it's projected doesn't make it real. Just because we experience it doesn't make it real. If you want a better world, don't chase after the effects of the projections, because that'll never change. We've done it for a millennium or two, maybe more. Go within to the cause that is projecting the fear. Go within to the fear itself. Forgive it. And the projections cease. Now we become extensions of love. My only goal that I have in life is to be an extension of love. The same answer when I talked about being a professional YouTube live streamer and is it possible? And I shrugged and said, I don't know, but I'll try. Is it possible for me to be a full-time extension of love in every single situation in the world, no matter what is presented to me? Is it possible? And my answer is, I don't know, but I'm going to try. Hey, Sniper. Anna Greek says, hey to all. Sniper says, greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. Our traditional greeting from Squirrel Sniper. Always beautiful. Never get tired of it. Oh, Junior Rogers says, GMA means grandma. Gotcha. I was thinking, Good Morning America. As you're a little bit behind time-wise, I thought maybe they had the news on, what was going on. It says, Squirrel, evening, buddy. Sniper says, has anyone ever heard of the Bradbury Pound? Why does that sound familiar? I can't say that I have, but for some reason it's sort of nagging me that I've heard something about that before. Anna Greek says, very true, Eric. When you see your neighbor or even a flower, like your expansion, you will not harm it. Exactly. And who was it? We just had this conversation, was it yesterday? Oh, it was Osho. And I forget who it was who presented it with me. I love Osho. That if you pick a flower, you literally destroy that which you fell in love with. The flower itself. You've removed its essence. And it is the same when we pick someone apart, metaphorically speaking. When we look at someone and we know all of our differences in an opinion, well, this person is a different political party. This person has a different religion. This person looks different. This person likes people that I don't like. This person, whatever. All these little distinctions that keep us separate from each other. Instead of celebrating the diversity, we look at all those distinctions as something that is ugly. And like a flower, we pick it and we destroy it. Junior says, and believing in politics. Absolutely. It's amazing. All of that's made up. Politics isn't real. You'll never get a surgeon. You'll never get a neurosurgeon to operate on the brain to find the Republican section or the Democrat section or the independent section. They're never going to dissect the brain and go, oh, obviously, this person's a Democrat. Politics is made up. Money is made up. All of it is made up. Does that mean that it doesn't serve in some way, maybe as a necessity of life? No. But when we realize it's made up, to a small degree, we stop taking it so seriously. We won't kill anyone over something that we made up. Including religion is made up. Does that mean that the essence of love, that is the underlying reality of all religion, is made up? No. But the form that it takes is made up. That's why, as Buddha was saying, one religion, one theology. Let's see. Sniper says, evening Jace, caught a cold, just about to split some wood. Helps sweat it out quicker. Absolutely. Jace says, Squirrel, you're so right. Some honey always helps too. Yep, honey and tea. Really good. Just had a lukewarm mugful. Ginger says, don't let politics educate you or take over your life like a drug. Education like a drug. Educate yourself and stay free with your beliefs. Absolutely. And what if you realize that your beliefs are based upon opinions which are based upon thoughts, which aren't even yours? So you don't own a thought. 90% of every opinion that we have was given to us by parents, grandparents, siblings, neighbors, teachers, clergy, media, books that we've read, radio programs, YouTube, overheard it in a casual conversation, and we nodded and said, well, that sounds right, for whatever reason. And then we insist upon them because it occurs in my head, it must be true. And if it's true, why aren't you thinking the same way as I am? And if you're not, there's something wrong with you. And if there's something wrong with you, then you are other than me. And I either need to keep my distance, ignore you, or fight you, debate with you. Ginger says, stay true to yourself. They will never get along. And G says, only pick on Paul guys with gray goatee beards and with better abs than me, and who has several highly trained groundhogs. Well, now we got some points to quibble with. I'm going to be honest. I do not have better abs than Jace. Jace is king of abs. Jace has like a 9-pack. I'm about 4 beers shy of a 6-pack. However, he's on point with the highly trained groundhogs who are on guard at this very moment. Sniper says, mentioned to a banker the Bradford pound, watched him shaking his boots. It's a pound created on a very small percentage of the total value of the country's wealth. It was created in 7th August 1917. It bailed all the bankers out and saved the country. And then the bankers got control, gained and created the City of London. What do you mean created the City of London, though? That's the one part I don't understand. Sniper says, Jason can tame wombats with one stare. I wonder if Eric Lapointe is still on standby. The word wombat. Jay says, squirrel nose. You're both in the know. Hey, relaxing, my friend. How are you? Well, it says, hey, man, thank you for helping me reach 1.3. I appreciate your help. Absolutely. I was happy to help. So, hey, what's the goal now? 1.5? Let's shoot for 1.5. Jay says, weld. And a Greek says, Eric, what is your opinion on yogurt? Is it beneficial? Does probiotic bacteria survive the acidity of the stomach? It's a good question. Um, I think if you're eating dairy, yogurt, uh, ghee, those are the best ways to do it. I don't know as you actually need to eat yogurt. Um, does the probiotic bacteria survive the acidity of the stomach? I believe it does, but I'm not 100% sure. Um, I think there's plenty of other ways. I think it's really good to eat fermented food. You should get one serving of fermented food a day. I don't, but I need to. Um, if you if yogurt is the fermented food of choice, um, it's one of the better ones, in my thought. Walt says, hey to Jace. Relaxing says, good day to all. Good day to you, Relaxing. It's nice to see you. We get a code 1 from Eric Lapointe. That means he's on standby. Guys, you don't want to take it to code 3. We don't know what's going to happen at code 3. It's never gotten there before. Anti-Greek says, I mean, even goat yogurt and kefir has casein that is used in glues, like the egg white. Overall, my own opinion, overall, we're better left without animal products, with the exception. You know what? If you're gonna eat animal products, eat meat or fish. But there's no way we can make a case, genetically speaking, that mankind was meant to consume the milk of an animal, of another species. So, if you're going to include animal products in your diet, I think it's better to have just the source. Of course, I don't have any animal products for my own reasons. For Gang says, hi, Ria Gang. Did I say that right? Probably not. And the Greek says they can cause constipation too. And the mucus found in any dairy product does not help your breathing at all. If you're an endurance athlete, you're better off not consuming any dairy product, including cheese. Easy says, hey everyone, peace and love. Peace and love to you, my friend. How are you? Jay says, missing the point. Sniper says, the city of London is not England. It's its own state, like the Vatican and Washington, D.C. Hey, I didn't know that. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Sniper. Walt says, hey, Jace, I just subscribed to your channel. Well, Jace says, I got you too. Nice. Well, there you go. We're already shooting for 1.5. I saw you were live, was it earlier today, Weld? I'm sorry that I missed it. Easy says, day 2 without nicotine. Really want to succeed this time. That's awesome. Congratulations. This could be your time. You know what? I wrote a little essay for my stepdaughter who was struggling with her own addiction, for myself who went through my own addiction, and for someone I overheard who had said in a conversation, saying how many days she's been sober. And it occurred to me, one of the things that made it easier for me when drinking left my life, I can't rightly say that I quit drinking, that drinking abandoned my life. I was given a gift, but I had to step into it. Fortunately, I did. But what occurred to me was, it's always only day 1. Give up the entirety of counting days. It's always day one. Takes the pressure off. If I hate saying something like, so if you end up smoking a cigarette tomorrow, man, I'm back to day one. I can't believe it. Um, so I don't want to put that thought in your head, but when you think of it as always and only being day one, there's no pressure of anything than getting through this day. Today, I'm not a smoker. Tomorrow, I don't know. I don't know. None of us do. But today, here's what I know. I'm not a smoker. Right now, this moment, I don't smoke. Let's see. Leo says, my diet is terrible. So again, congratulations, Easy. Buddha is in the background. Anna Greek says, yes, fish has unsaturated fat, while meat, dairy, and eggs have saturated fats. Of course, fish these days, I think especially probably, well, I was going to say especially ocean, but maybe not. Isn't as healthy as it used to be. None of our food is as healthy as it used to be. Let's see. Jace says, relaxed and connected. Nice, Jace. Ginger says, I forgot the news we are stuck on today. History are making it. Crime is everywhere, but we don't have enough good things on TV, such as Yogi in his basement in his thong. I don't know if that's the answer to that might be cause the opposite effect. That actually might cause more violence in the world. Nothing's going to want to make people riot more than seeing me do burpees in a thong. I can virtually guarantee that. Leo says, much love, Yogi. Wish you a great day. Stay strong and safe, brother. You too, Leo. What time are you going live today, Leo? Jace says, Buddha. William says, hello, Eric. William, how are you? What's new? 3 days, right? 3 days and you start the job? William says, going to take a stab and guess the lactose is the reason for the endurance connections to dairy. Absolutely. It's the lactose. Burpees and beer and burgers. The 3 Bs. Leo, I'm looking forward to reading your book, which I'm sure is going to be a bestseller. Burpees, Beer, and Burpees. Burpees, Beer, and Burgers by Leo Said So. Your plan to elite level fitness. Anna Greek says, Leo, what is your diet? Anne says, unfortunately, I'm a smoker. Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, smoking's a hard thing to give up for a lot of people. Here's how I quit smoking, weirdly enough, by drinking. I got even more than I normally got in the 90s because I realized if I could get through one day, I would be finished with smoking. I just had to get through one day. So I drank myself into a stupor. I got a ride home. I passed out. I woke up and I said, I'm free. I'm done with smoking. Of course, I had a raging headache. And of course, I continued drinking for the rest of the decade, but I didn't smoke. Leo says, I fast for 16 hours, but work like a machine and eat like one too. Kay says, Leo, your shape is savage, bro. Just need to do some core work, and you got it all. You inspire me with your York bro and them guns. Leo definitely inspires all of us, that's for sure. Leo says, my 4 p.m., so late for my East Coast peeps. Yeah, I think that'll be what, 7? Miss Flipper says, greetings. Greetings, my friend. How are you? Anna Greek says, Eric, what is your weight? I am 67. I want to lose some kilograms. I am, let's see, I'll have to translate it into kilograms. Right now I'm about 146, 147 pounds. I've been as heavy as 220 pounds. I dipped down to like 140 when I was ultra running. This is a pretty decent weight for me. I'm pretty happy. So that puts me at like 66.8 kilograms. Sniper says kneeling on a ball is great for the core, then one knee. Yep, actually, yeah, any kind of work on a ball like that is really good. Ginger says, beer. You had me to that diet. So, what are we saying here? Burpees, beer, and burgers. Ginger basically thinking it's going to be a bestseller. Leo says, you know it. Jay says, my book will be smoking, drinking, and abs. Oh, and eating. I'll have to think about my book. And says, I'm fat. Fat is just a description. I've seen you, Anne, and you are absolutely beautiful, my friend. Let's see. Anna Greek says, I can't see you at 200. That's a chunky Yogi Bear. I was actually powerlifting. Yeah, I was 220 pounds. There's actually a photo of me on my community page where I got long hair, bigger beard, 220. I'm actually flexing. Big Paul from Oregon said I was very Hacksaw Jim Duggan looking. Sniper says 150, 5'10 here. I'm about 5'9. Let's see. Any week says I'm 67. So you're 67 kilograms? How tall are you, Anna Greek? That's still under 150. Or 70 kilograms in the summer. So you're getting there. I think for you, it's just going to be a case of toning, muscle tone. Anna Greek says, I'm not satisfied at 67. Let's see. We have our good friend, Lollapalooza. How do I do? Lula? Do you want to do Lula or Lollapalooza? Eventually I'll get it. I practice every day. This has become part of my spiritual practice. I take my mantra beads, close my eyes, and each bead, and I say it. Let's see. Anna Greek says, I want to go to the featherweight, 48 to 50. So how tall are you, Anna Greek? Oh, there you go. Odom is 5'5", 152. That's a solid weight, Odom. And I've seen you work out, and you look good. Lola says, base. He also said that I did good the first time. Unfortunately, I always lose track of when I said it correctly, and then I keep stumbling around trying to get my way back. Laza. Laza at the end. All right. Lollapalooza. Lollapalooza. I think I got it, man. I think I nailed it. It says, Odom bro. Miss Flipper says, oops, Anna Greek was talking about kilos, not years. Yep. Life begins at 80. Says hi. Life begins, my friend. How are you? See when you can. Let's see. Ginger says, should I have a beer to cure a hangover? You know what? I had a warm beer, but not to cure my hangover. I never tried to cure a hangover. I just, you know what? I did what I did to get it, and you suffer the consequences. I sort of took a stoic approach to my drinking. And says hi to Jace. So, Jace is a little taller than me. We're about the same weight, and he definitely, don't believe what he said. He definitely has better abs than I do, by far. Let's see. Anna Greek says, so a strong Garth, says Ginger. Yes. Pretty strong Garth. Let's see. Jay says Odin Bro. Miss Pippa says, oh, sorry, I read that. Oops, Anna Greek was talking about kilos, not years. Yes, I thought he was talking years too. 173. I'm going to try to translate that into feet. Lala Palu Aza. Lala Palu Aza. Hey, that's pretty good. Mir, that was excellent. Palu, Lala Palu Aza. Antwick says, Eric, drink beer. It's safe. It is not safe for me as someone who has suffered severe effects of an alcoholic lifestyle for over a decade. I could probably safely have a beer and not go back to my messed up ways. But it's a reminder of what I don't want to go back to. I literally drank to destroy myself. I drank with mission. I was on this slow burn of, to be honest with you guys, suicide. And I endangered people's lives. And I ruined relationships, people that I cared tremendously for, who I'm very fortunate have forgiven me and are still my friends to this day. Ex-girlfriends who stood by me as an ex, but they stood by me nonetheless. And I endangered people's lives. I was an idiot. I didn't set out to be an idiot. Who does? But I would go out to drink with a mission and did not like myself. When I drank, I became more entertaining. People responded, and I took that as, well, I guess I can't be that bad if I'm making people laugh, if the life of the party. But of course, it was all a facade. It was all an illusion. And when I came to that conclusion, I was able to step out of it with a gift. A gift, I should add, of a DWI. A light came on behind me. I didn't even have that much to drink. Not an excuse. Off-duty police officer who almost let me go because he saw me swerve and he thought, it might be nothing. But he thought otherwise. He pulled me over. I saw lights flashing behind me. And in an instant, I knew I was done. I literally had the permission that if I wanted to, I never had to take a drink ever again. And for whatever reason, if you had asked me the day before, if you had asked me one drink ago, are you going to quit drinking? And I would have said no. Why? I do what I do. But in that moment, I said yes. I'm done. Never drank again. Not only that, it was as if I didn't struggle. I didn't stand up in a soapbox and say, guys, alcohol is evil. I'll never drink again. Didn't say anything to anyone. I just was done. As if my DNA was changed in a moment. Every cell in my body went from the cell of a drinker to a non-drinker. I was done. And then I spent 3 years outside of work, an occasional friend in the gym, largely in silence, meditating, reading. I wrote my first book. So, yeah, it almost seemed like a dishonor, even if I drank one beer. Someone gave me a beer after one of my hardest 50Ks that I had filled 2 times before. And when I finished it, they said, "You deserve this." And it was hard, but I didn't drink it. Sorry, guys, fell behind there. You didn't need to hear that story. Anna Greek says wine has more alcohol. It does. Let's see. Lala says, you said my name right perfectly, Eric. Eric Lapointe. When he said it earlier today. Amazing that I've been writing it down. Tells you everything you need to know about me. 2 things. Anal and retentive. Everything you need to know. Ginger says, all right, I'm going to catch up. That's secure all, so you don't come down so hard. Odom says, body frame, speak check is crazy. And a Greek says, wine has more alcohol. Gay says, Eric, Lala's getting married soon. It will be a double barrel name. Hey, congratulations. Lala says, to prevent a hangover from over drinking, drink a charcoal powder and water. You know what? We've been talking about charcoal quite a bit in this live stream. Interesting. Semper says, I want to know how make up these rules and numbers to say one's over or under a certain math equation. It's an interesting question. Weldon Carey is back. Welcome, my friend. Laza. You know what? I may just have to shorten, instead of Lala, maybe just Laza. Laza. Is it La or Le? Leza. Junior says, sorry, that movie makes you feel old for sure. Oh, Wayne's World? Anna Greek says, I'm sorry to hear this. You know what, Anna Greek, I appreciate that. But that was in the yogic Vedic tradition, this is called a sadhana. Sadhana is our spiritual path, our spiritual practice. Drinking for a decade was my spiritual path at the time. Had I not gone through that, I would not be able to talk about sobriety in the same way that I talk about it now. The same way I realized 3 years or so when I was blindsided by anxiety, panic attacks, and insomnia, as well as imposter syndrome, because I was teaching people meditation, breathwork, yoga, so that they could avoid anxiety. But in order for me to be an effective teacher, I had to be completely blindsided from it. I was so blindsided, I didn't even know what I was experiencing. I couldn't admit it to myself. Lala Paluz Laza. Lala Paluz Laza. I mess up when I say it fast. Lala Palu Laza. Lala Palu Laza. I think you're onto something, Amir. All right, that's going in the book. All right, I think I got it. Lala Palu Laza. Man, why am I so incredibly proud of myself right now? Man, if Mocha was here, she would give me a high five. And you guys know the impossibility of ever getting a high five from Mocha McCarty. You guys, give me a high five. I'm sure someone had to reach for the camera when I did that, right? If I go like this and say, give me a high five, is there at least got 15 people watching? Is there at least one who is actually putting their hand up to the camera right now? Thank you, Austin. Austin steps up. Of course, I'm congratulating myself, and I don't actually know that I said it right. But hey, I celebrate the small stuff, guys. Lala, Palu Laza. Lala Palu Laza. Let's see. Miss Flipper says, I've reached 2. Thank you, Miss Flipper. That is much appreciated. Like lullaby. Ooh, so I didn't get it. Lullaby. Or did I? I'm going to drive myself crazy. All of my years, decades, literally decades of meditation, breath work, yoga, many other spiritual practices, plant medicine has led me to this very moment to reach enlightenment by finally pronouncing the name Lala Palu Laza correctly, just once. All I need. The last piece of the enlightenment puzzle is right here. Let's see. Mir got it down phonetically. I'm just happy that I said phonetically okay. And the Greek says, and some yogurt. Today I ate navel beans, soup and tomato, juice and carrots, and some yogurt. So what do you think? Are you going to keep yogurt in your diet? Let's see. Lola says, I freaking love tomato soup. Tomato soup is pretty good. Austin is saying hi to Squirrel. Lola says, I hate yogurt. I don't have yogurt myself, actually, either. Ginger says, beer left a bad taste in your mouth. I enjoyed beer for a long time. I would start my evening off with a shot of tequila and a beer, usually of Rolling Rock. I wasn't overly picky about beer, though. Mainly, it needed to be wet. Poor man said, man, I'm way behind. I apologize, guys. This is going to be a feat for me to catch up. Had a cop let me go once. It was a block away from my house. Got pulled over. Just trashed. Yeah, man, the mistakes that we make. Jay says, I bought my mother a new fridge. Nice. You can see her face light up when she opened it. Hey, how did you hide it? How did she not know what it was? Austin dropped some links. Thank you, Austin, my friend. Ginger says hi to Jace. Everyone got the link dropped by Austin. Sniper says, I relate exactly 100. When quitting drinking, never needed help, as it was what my body needed. Yeah, I think you can just sometimes we can think of it in a quantum physics way. There was already a sober me in existence. There was a alternative life, a multi-world sober Eric. And for some reason, those worlds became seamless for a moment, and I was able to step in that life. The poor alternative me, who didn't step into that life, man, what a mess he must be in right now. Well, it says writing things down is always good, important, better than typing. I agree. This is like notebook 177, lifetime wise. I got more notebooks all down the side here. Austin says hi to everyone. Rhea says I tried to reach your writing. Laza, not Leia. Did I say Leia? Austin says Anne is a good friend. Um, you know what? I talked to Anne last week, and she said the same thing, Austin. She said Austin is a really good guy and a good friend. Spoke very highly of you, Austin. Ginger says, Yogi, I could see you went into a time capsule. Don't worry, we will not ask anymore. You guys are free to always ask anything. And says, thank you, Austin. You are too. Rick says, I asked Lala Palu Laza. Laza. Austin smiling at Anne. Lala says, there you go. Sniper says, the same path I took, Eric, with drinking as I was cocktail flyer at that age of 18, working in casinos. I remember you mentioned that once. All it says, it's like saying ugh, not ugh. That one's going to take some trying, for sure. Ugh. I'm still waiting for the video from Lala. Lala Palu Laza. Lala Palu Laza. This is a picture mocha. You know what? No lie. I came up huge, half a mountain, after finishing my first 100-mile race. It took me 28 hours and 59 minutes. I was handed you get a belt buckle when you finish 100. I was handed my buckle. Didn't look at anyone, didn't shake anyone's hands. I turned to Mocha. I put my hand up for my long-awaited high five. She looked at me straight in the eye and said, good job. Walked away. If I could do it over, I would change my wedding vows to you, Mocha. Promise to high five Eric in times of great emotional significance. I think that would have been fitting. All it says, you got it. You just did it. He said it, bro. I did it. I became enlightened, and I didn't even realize that I did it. Lala Palu Laza. I don't think I could say it again, though. I gotta admit, I'm exhausted. Sketcher says this October 7th says an enormous pro-Palestine protest happening currently in NYC. Does this seem tragic to you? I'll be honest with you. I don't know what to make of it. I can't say it seems tragic. I don't know if there are pro-Palestine protests as much as it is the ending of what they see as a continuous suffering. I don't know. I don't speak on it because I'm not an expert in geopolitical issues. Here's what I know. I know suffering. And it should end. We should have a ceasefire, and then we should work things out. How? Again, I don't know. I'm not an expert in it. Format says, Lola, German beer is really the best. You think it's better than Irish beer? Austin says, anyone likes frog legs? You know what? I'm partial towards the entire frog. Jay says, Eric, it's pronounced like a frog yogurt. 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 Lola says, Eric, you say it correctly when you don't even think of it. It's the story of my life. You think that would be easy? Because I don't think of things that often. Not thinking of things is like a yogi specialty. Jay says, Eric never got the joke. There's a light. There's a light in the fridge. Gotcha. I need to reread that. Cypress says, Belgian beer, 33% EKU. Jay says, not for me, Austin. Lola says, Austin, never have. Lola says, Jiminy Cricket, what's up? Glad I'm not the only one who believes so. Cypress says, my triple was a double vodka, double Kahlua, and milk. I like going with that shot first because it started the evening off just the way I wanted it to. Lola says, Austin, is your question about frog legs a joke, though? No, I bet you it isn't. Miss Blipper says, I have a mountain of notebooks. I'm moving the mountain. To me, a mountain of notebooks is a sign of high creativity. Jay says, Stetcher, there are protests worldwide. How do you solve the issue? You know what? It never has. No issue has ever been solved by protesting. As mentioned before, it's an internal issue that we solve. We go within. We solve it ourselves. We become peaceful. How do you create a peaceful world if you're not at peace within yourself? Figure that out. Reach a state of peace in you and extend it as love. And you begin to heal the world. Until you do that yourself, you're just chasing the effects. Until you address the cause, you're never ever going to fix it with an effect. Oh, it says, because I was asked as a joke by someone, because they did a joking punchline to that question. Foreman says, was drinking about 6 shots, 12 to 13 beers a night, and working the next day at one point. Pretty ridiculous. Hey, poor man, you just described the entirety of the 90s for me. 12 to 13 was the average. Give a few more on occasion. All I say is, you got it, Eric? I think I do. I'm not going to push it too much. Because as Lala said, once I start overthinking it, I'll lose it. I'm going to pull it out for like special occasions. Jay says, walk time before the rain comes again. Peace and love. Peace and love to you, my friend. Lala says, Eric, you did it. Finally. Lola says, Jiminy sounds delicious. Woman says, not a lot rough stuff. So it's been how many months you've been sober? I think he said, if I recall correctly, I think he said 4 months. Ginger says, sorry guys, I fell asleep. You are not the first one who's fallen asleep during a live stream here. Eric Lapointe has fallen asleep before. Which is concerning for me. Eric Lapointe falls asleep at the switch. and any wombat could sneak their way in here at any moment. And says, I did a little while again. Till, Ginger, Yogi's voice is soothing. I appreciate you saying that, because it's probably more the actual conversation than the voice. Sniper says, otherwise known as a white Russian. Coca-Cola instead of milk, it's a black Russian. Huh, I didn't know that. Ginger says, does this sound gay? I think Yogi should do audiobooks. You know what? Milka has said that before. She had thought that I should read my own books. What I might do is Yoga Nidra, which is guided sleep meditation. Format says, remember Irish car bombs at bar, glass of Guinness, shot of Bailey's, and a shot of Jameson mixed? I have done that before. Have you ever done an oyster shooter? Format says 4 months no alcohol. Yep, that's what I remember. Dark Point says yes, code 2. See that, guys? We've crept up. We don't want to get the code 3. Ginger says, should I did 75, 175 vodka, had to back off. My liver was turning into a raisin. Yeah, that's not good. Nightmare says, hello, hello, hello. Hey, Nightmare. All right, Squirrel Sniper says, stand down, Eric LaPointe, stand down, training session over. Exactly. Thank you, Squirrel Sniper. Paula says, what's up? The point. Hey, I caught up. Ginger says, make us pay for it in recording. I don't know how I feel about people paying for anything that I do, to be honest with you. Another thing, much to Mocha's chagrin, Eric LaPointe says, hey, Lala Palulaza. I'm just showing off to Eric LaPointe right now. Sniper says, Squirrel Sniper 10-4. All right, guys. So, with oh, hey, Signature, I didn't see you come in. Sniper says, let's never see code 3. No, man, not with Eric LaPointe at the watch. They don't give him an X because of Christmas trees. Signature says, hey, my friend Eric LaPointe, how you doing? Signature, my friend, I'm sorry I missed you. I missed you coming in. How are you, my friend? Ginger says, I haven't had vodka going on 8 years now. Nice. Good for you, Ginger. When I quit drinking, I thought I would go to bars, alcohol-free, just to keep the social aspect up. And I realized how, again, honestly, that in that moment, with the light behind me, with the siren behind me, everything changed. I didn't fit in bars, didn't fit in really anywhere except meditating. And it took a long time. I say 3 years, because in 3 years I met Mocha. He would literally drag me out to do stuff. Signature saying hi to everyone. Junior says, I haven't had, read that, 3 years. Haven't had vodka going on 3 years. Poor man says, oyster shooter, no. Sounds terrible though. It's actually not bad. Here on the east in Maryland, you put some Old Bay. Vodka, oyster, a little bit of Old Bay, and you slug it down. Oyster makes it slide. Signature says no worries. Ginger says 3 years, no bars. Excellent. Do you miss it? Semper says, I heard that when the first wave attack comes, he burns down his own boat on arrival. That sounds like Eric Lapointe. Fearless. Fearless in the face of a wombat onslaught. Lala says, now I want oysters. Hey guys, you had the opportunity last week to vote for oysters over crabs, and you all voted for crabs as a superior being. There's no going back. You also voted for Skittles over M&Ms. How crazy is that? And you also voted for fanny packs over tote bags. It's like you guys don't even know me. Ginger says, I do not go to bars at all. Nope, I've always hated bars. I like bars. I did. Format says, I got some Old Bay seasoning. Look at it, laughing. It's good on popcorn. Man, in Baltimore, they put Old Bay on everything. It's basically just flavored salt. Poor man waves at Sig. Eric Point is laughing with Squirrel Sniper. Lala says, I voted for oysters. I wish you were here for the vote. UTF preferred crabs. Everyone. Everyone. Tandra says, hi, Yogi. Hi, Tandra, my friend. How are you? It is always a gift to see Tandra. Lola says, hey, Tandra. Nightmare says, I found out today that Eric Lapointe is the most American ever. That's pretty American. Pretty American to be the most American. Tandra says, hey to Lala. Miss Blipper says, don't oysters make pearls? They do, which again raises them in my esteem, even more so. Lala says, Miss Blipper, they do. And you know what? They don't need to do anything. They don't need pinchers. They don't need claws. They don't need to slither around on the ocean floor. They just need to be oysters. Content as an oyster. I like to think that oysters had every opportunity to evolve into something else, and they looked around the world and said, nah, I'm good. I got my shell. I got my oysterness. I'm good, which makes them a superior life form to crabs. Crabs could get by with one pincher, but instead they got to be all belligerent. Two of them. Tandra says, thank you, Yogi. You're welcome, my friend. Let's see. A35 Animation says, hi, Yogi. Animations, my friend, how are you? Junior says, when are you doing audiobooks? Put it on your page. It's a good thought. Let's see. A35 says, nice to see everyone. I'm A35. Gotcha. Eric Point says, you can't have America without Eric. He's got a good point. Tanya says, hi to Squirrel Sniper. Lala says, they create pearls to protect themselves as debris and other nasty stuff gets inside their shell. But what a beautiful spiritual metaphor. Think about that. We all get something caught within us. And we can have that same ability to make a pearl. Crabs don't do it. What do crabs make? Crab stuff. A35 says crab. Nightmare says, did someone say crabs? I think Nightmare might have been the deciding vote. Oh, it says crab people is from South Park. Crustaceans. Squirrel Sniper throws out one more word for me to mispronounce. Miss Flipper says they need a grain of sand, time, and the rhythm of waves to make pearls. See, that's beautiful. Oysters are the poets of the ocean floor. I'm so tempted. I am so tempted. You can see I'm proud of myself. I'm so tempted to write that in my book. Oysters are the poets of the ocean floor. I think I ought to get together with Miss Flipper and we're going to write an oyster song. Miss Flipper, the next time we talk, we're going to do breath work and then we're going to write an oyster song. Junior says, you got me at crabs. That's a raw subject. They make you itch. This is true. 835 says, hey Yogi, do you fly fish? I don't fly fish. I tell you what, fly fishing is an art form. Man, you can almost, it really honestly is an art form. It's a beautiful thing to watch. When people are good at it and when they do it correctly, it really is. I never had it. I never had that down. All it says, Miss Flipper, that grain of sand bothers the oyster as it tries to rid itself of that and winds up creating small pearls. Then these pearls grow. Takes a while, like years, for it as well. Miss Flipper says, between now and then, I'll be listening. 835 says, trust me, you're going to love fly fishing. You should try it. You know what? For me, it's enough that I got friends who love it. Theme park is back. It's enough that our good friend Stuart the Fish Whisperer Tundra says, hi to theme park. Junior says, have you heard the saying, never kick a pile of dog shit? I have not heard that saying before. Seems like a perfectly good saying, though. Have handy. Ola says, I learned about oysters because I love the taste of them. Then felt bad I was eating them, but the flavor is just so amazing. I used to enjoy oysters, clams, mussels. I'm glad I don't eat them anymore. I'm glad I don't eat any creature any longer. Let's see. A35 says you don't have to be good at fly fishing. It's really easy, especially for catching bluegills. What's even better, you get to make hooks that resemble beautiful creatures to catch fish. Yeah, I enjoy watching Stuart tying his ties. Lola says, I love all of those, Eric. Nightmare says, I like the live, Eric. Don't worry, you know I'm always here to save the stream. You know what, Nightmare, that immediately puts me at ease when I realize that early in the stream, when I get a little anxious, a little nervous, and I know even if Nightmare isn't here now, he's here in spirit, and that's just enough to see me through. Lala says, I liked Homer Simpson. That was funny. Eating my lobster, crying because that lobster is my friend, but it tastes so good. 30 plus years later, in my opinion, I always hear Simpsons aren't as good. Probably not. But even a bad episode of The Simpsons is still better than 90% anything else you might watch. Although I gotta admit, man, I'm really partial to Bob's Burger as the #1 animated show. I really liked um, King of the Hill for a long time. Let's see. 835 says favorite fish is bluegills, and only bluegills. I think trout will break my rod, so I'm staying in Ohio. Um, yeah, bluegills are smaller. Although I watched on Anything Possible. He caught some pretty nice sized bluegills. All it says very true. Eric, Bob's Burger is awesome. It is awesome. The outros are amazing. I love the outros. 835 says Futurama is the best. Hey, 835, did you watch the reboot of it? I watched the first episode and I couldn't get into it, but I agree. I love Futurama. The episode with his dog who waited for him, that might have been the saddest animation moment ever. Poor Man says Mike Judge can't do wrong. Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill, and Office Space. He made one movie, and it was Office Space, and it was the perfect movie. He doesn't have to make another movie. Lola says, I never got into Futurama. I enjoyed it. Nightmare says, someone told me about COD Mobile yesterday, and now I'm hooked, quitting my job, getting a divorce, and spending all my savings on the game. I haven't heard of it before. Office Space, love that movie. And again, it's a perfect movie. Where's my stapler? Exactly. Hey, on the animation, BoJack Horseman. 835 says, yeah, that part was traumatic. But man, what a beautiful thing to put into an animation episode. As well, Futurama has incredible spiritual metaphors on the creation of the universe, of God. It's an incredible show. Lola says Mike Judge also did the show Silicon Valley. Did he? I'm not familiar with that. Ginger says I need my keys. Get into places. Any movie that you can like just keep quoting, you know it's a good movie. Groundhog Day is like that. Kingpin is like that. Kingpin is the single greatest Amish bowling movie ever made. And you might ask, isn't it? Doesn't that mean it's the best bowling movie ever made? And to answer that question, which I'm glad you asked, is no. Because the single greatest bowling movie ever made is The Big Lebowski. The single greatest Amish bowling movie ever made is Kingpin. A35 says, does anyone have a favorite hard metal band? Well, mine might be Before Your Time, possibly. And it is going to be, man, you guys wouldn't even consider it hard any longer. Deep Purple. The original Black Sabbath, of course. Semper says, glad you caught up again with 14 in the chat. That might be a personal best. Not 14 in the chat, but catching up with that many people. Lola says, Kingpin is the greatest movie ever. Man, that would be hard to argue. But I don't know. Groundhog Day? Ginger says, yeah. Like I said, you can keep quoting that movie. Miss Flipper says, now I want to go bowling. It's been a long time since I went bowling. Ginger says, fish. Lala says, Jay Jordan was just bowling today. Yeah, it's always fun to watch him bowl. Semper says, and every way was drawn to hard metal or any metal. I was into house and trance drum and bass and jungle. I'm not familiar with Slipknot 835. I'll look them up though. Nightmare says, love anything Denzel Washington. You ever see Glory? Glory was a really good movie. Ginger says, like Dead Poet Society. Really good alternative band. Oh, I thought we were talking movies again. Ginger says, man. All right, guys. Now that I'm caught up, I do got to wrap things up. Fences was my favorite, maybe even my top 5. Fences. Ginger says, I might just fall asleep. We're going to wrap things up. Slipknot is from Des Moines. Saw him in 99, Iowa City, with Mudvayne. Theme says, thanks for streaming. Have a good day. Thank you, Theme. Hey, I'll be live again like 5:20. Theme, if you get the opportunity, if you want to drop the link for your live stream, Theme's going to be live streaming at 7:30 this evening, Eastern Time. Nightmare, it says, catch you on the next one. Oh, it says, I thought it was a movie. Dead Poet Society? Me too. Starring Robin Williams. It was. Hey, I think I have heard of the band too. Oh, it says Dead Poet is a band. Let's see. Theme says, will do. Thank you, Theme. Ginger says, yes, they are from Boston. Miss Flipper says, thanks, Eric. Dupanominy, if not sooner. Dupanotomy. How close did I actually get to saying that correct? Dupotomania. Now we got it. Sniper says, what else? Schools like Fish education system are learning at the same pace. And is schools like Fish education system are learning at the same pace and as fast as the slowest. What do you mean, Sniper? Ginger says, really? My wife babysat the drummer. We'll Good Road? I am lost. Let's see. Miss Flip says, Dopo Domani. Dopo Domani. Dopo Domani. Thank you. Lola says, thank you, Miss Flipper. I was trying to say it as well. The shoe is on the other foot for our friend Lola Palu Laza. Lola Palu Laza. All right. On that note, I will see everyone. If you're around later, come on by. I'll be live at about 5:20 or so. Close down the day. Lola says, close. As long as I hit it once, that's what matters. It means there's a possibility of doing it again. Eric Point says, another great live. Thank you, Eric Lapointe. Semper says the Prussian industrial educational system. I am not familiar. I will look it up though. So, wow, 32 likes. Guys, much appreciated. All it says, take care, everyone. God bless. Be safe. God bless you as well, my friend. Ginger says they are on the game Madden 2025. Gotcha. Sweet Acres says, hi, Yogi. Sweet Acres, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. I'm just shutting things down for the afternoon, but I appreciate the fact that you came by to say hi. Thank you. All right. Ginger says, see you tomorrow. Take care, Ginger. You guys have a good day. See ya.